I'm going to help you jailbreak your mind. And you're like, well, wait, well, what the heck does that mean? I'm going to get into that. But what this is going to mean for you is you're going to look at your life completely different. There's going to be, this is how I viewed my life before this video, and this is what I've realized after this video. And no matter how awakened or spiritual or, open-minded thinking that you are, I'm going to point out some things that I guarantee you don't realize. And you might disagree with me absolutely and be, oh, this is garbage. But I'm telling you, if your life is not where you want it to be, if you're not as happy, as abundant, if you haven't created your dreams, if you know so much more is possible, this is going to be an eye opener for you. And if you stay to the end, I'm going to give you like some secret sauce and some things that like if you apply them, will be the difference in your life. Okay. So, what do I mean? And real quick before I do that, I'm Gavin. This is, my channel all about alignment. And I want to help you wake up to possibility, to the reality you came here to live. And the reason I want to help you do that, like I'm on that same journey. I'm learning this too, ups and downs, and like I don't have it all figured out. I absolutely don't. But I've had some experiences that I will share with you that have been huge for me. And if they're huge for me, like I think they can be huge for you. Here I am on YouTube sharing. So, what does jailbreak mean? I'm not a huge techie, but like if you can jailbreak a phone, like get into somebody else's phone. If someone stole their phone, like how can they, like get access to the phone? How can people get into someone's computer, even with the password? And when I say, how can you jailbreak your mind to live the life you really want? Well, I'm here to tell you that you don't realize it. I haven't realized it for so long, but like even 25 years ago, I was like, oh, I woke up. No, 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 no. No, I did not. And we're all playing some level of the matrix. Yes, we are like, we have these nodes plugged into our head and we're in these balls and we think what we're going out there and doing in life is like us and our life. And we have this power. It's no way. Absolutely not. We are all, for the most part, caught in some form of the matrix. And I'll explain what I mean by that. But to jailbreak that is that you have to understand that you're in the matrix, that you are being controlled, that you, whatever freedom of a thought you think you have, that you have not had, and you are being manipulated. You are being coerced in certain directions where, careful for the words I use, but where kind of society would be the easiest way to say it, and the most polite way to say it is wanting you to go. And I can prove it to you. We're all born with unlimited possibility. We're all born in our truth. And then, to no fault of their own, our parents and teachers and friends and family, based on how they've been conditioned, based on what they've been taught, all of that energy and belief and consciousness is just catapulted on us. And so then we get these paradigms. This is how the world works. This is what's happening. And we have these judgments and we have these thought patterns. And we're not aware of that. We just think this is the way life is. But here's a huge distinction about jailbreaking. That's just the way it is for you, that you believe. It's not necessarily the way it is. I mean, when I was younger, I was the youngest child and still am, obviously. And, I had this paradigm like, okay, my sister did things wrong and I do things right. Okay. There is no right or wrong in that way. There's these experiences. But, I was like, okay, I'm the nicer one. My parents like me better because I do what they want. Little did I know, in chasing their approval, that was just another form of me being in the matrix. That was me playing the game of control without knowing it. So then, like most people do, and I guarantee you, even if your pattern wasn't like what I'm about to say, there is a pattern that you were adapted into, that you were brought up in, Mine was like the most Americans, go to school, high school, go to college, get a job, get married, have kids. All of that, has been wonderful to a certain degree, but it's also come with being in the matrix. It's become, as part of like, I didn't realize that I was just slowly being manipulated into having, you know, a job and cars and bills. And quite frankly, on the terms of what somebody else thinks I should be doing with my life. And then, multiple times I would pop my head up and go, man, what is going on? Like, am I really happy? Is this what I really wanted? How did I get here? Are you asking yourself that? Like, how did I get here? And you need to. Like, how did you get here? How do have you come up with your beliefs? You're a Republican. You're a Democrat. You're neither. Like, whatever you are of those three things, you're part of the matrix and why you're those three things. And you think you're different or better than people because you're one of those three things. And I'm just using politics because a lot of people can relate to that. But whether you're like an athlete or a non-athlete, male or female, all the other gender things going on right now, like as this human experience, we like to think, oh, who we are has it figured out. Who we are is better. Who we are is we're justifying that like it's been worth it or like why we are the way we are. So if like we're confident and successful and things are going the way we want, then it's like we like to justify, well, it's because I did this, this, and this. And there's some truth to that. But then if we're not, well, like, well, this happened to me, or I was raised in a poor family, or I didn't have the education, or I didn't know, or I wasn't loved. And, all these things that, again, whether it was good or bad, you're in the matrix. You've been controlled to think that your power is outside of yourself, that your energy, that your frequency, that your vibration is all contingent upon something happening in your life in somebody else. And what happens, and let's just use a controversial topic, is that what happens is if you buy into what other people have made you believe, then they are making the choices for you. COVID. Oh, you got to do this. It's going to help you. It's going to protect you. It's going to protect other people. Now, I know right then, did that trigger you? Was that, you're like, oh, no, no, no. I know what it is on other things, Gavin, but like that's different. That was different. Like that was this, pandemic. That was this big thing in the world. And then, like, at the time, like everybody had all these beliefs. Were those beliefs accurate? Was all the stuff that they said to us true? Was there some things like that maybe we were controlled and manipulated? I mean, I could go on and on down the rabbit hole, and that would be not the point of this video. It's the realization that you have been controlled, manipulated, and shown how you should think. And what that does is that keeps your eye off the ball. You're always out there. I'm always like, oh, if I have this goal, if I have this house, if I have this, marriage, if I have these kids, if I have this education, if I have this amount of money, uh, the list goes on and on. Then I'll be happy. Then I'll be secure. Then I'll be peaceful. And that when we get caught up in it, we all do at some level, that's where the control comes in. That's when society, they, powers that be, have us. Consumerism, getting caught up in all these things. And then we feel stuck. We feel disempowered. And look what's happening in the world. When you have people who can communicate and like share things in the rest of the world, and people are like, gosh, life seems hard, or I have to work harder than other people, and all these things, people are acting out. People are rioting. People are, out there protesting. And I'm not advocating for any of that. I'm just pointing out that it's kind of like a natural byproduct of how people feel of the lack of power and angry and like they want to go do something about it. Well, I have something that will make a gigantic difference for you. And what this whole video is about and how you're going to jailbreak your mind is that there is zero amount of like necessity or reason to go out there and do all these, you could say, harmful things out in the world and then think that like that's going to make the difference. All those things do is make the divide bigger, make the separation bigger, make the control more. It's like we think, oh, if we go do these things and protest and write comments on social media and tell other people they're wrong, then we're right. Then we feel better. Then we're making a difference in the world. And really just get stuck in the matrix. It's like the perfect, it's like the matrix is like boom, hook, line, and sinker. Boom, this is exactly what we wanted. And we've got because they're participating in the chaos. They're participating in the illusion. Perfect. And once you can just see it for what it is, this story I'm playing in the world, then you have the choice to step out of it. Sure, if you want to, and your thing is to go and march and protest, and you feel that's necessary, zero judgment. That's perfect, wonderful. That's where you are. And I know it would sound like with what I just said, like, oh, that sounds a little judgmental. You just said like, not to do that. What I'm saying is if you want to feel better, if you want to feel empowered, you're going to have to start here. You're going to have to start here. None of that is going to change how you feel. You might feel temporarily, but like look at governments, look at, all these things have just been going on and on and on for the cycle. And if you are doing those things, you're just part of that cycle. You're part of the wheel. It's like, of course, right? But if you want to play on your terms, what you came here to do, the experience of your truth and who you really are and what's possible for you in a parallel reality, you're going to have to get off that hamster wheel. You're going to have to see the matrix, this conditioning, this disempowerment that has happened to you for what it is, that this illusion that you don't have to participate and buy into. Now, I have a job. I still am like if you looked at me, you'd be like, Gavin, you're on the hamster wheel, you're in it. And yeah, to a certain degree, I definitely am. But I'm leaving it more and more. And when I'm leaving it more and more, how I know is because I can not get caught up in it. I'm happier. I'm more peaceful. I can watch these things and go, you know? And like, across the world, there's not much I can do about that. How could I change that? I can come back to love right now. I can align with my truth. I can raise my frequency and vibration right now. And that makes a difference for the entire world. That is, as we all wake up, as we all see the power within us, which society doesn't want you to do, because then it's kind of like you're getting off the wheel and it's like, whoa, wait, then now they have, power. Now they can like be and do these things they didn't realize before. And we want them to play our game. That's a different game. But when you come back to within you and within your control and how you feel and how you think, then you're off focusing on your purpose, your passion, what you came here to do, rather than getting caught up in what the world wants you to get caught up in. And there's nothing wrong with the world. There's nothing, out there that I'm going to judge as like bad. I'm just telling you what's happening. I'm telling you why you're feeling bad. I'm telling you why you feel stuck. I'm telling you why you don't feel abundant and you feel lack. Because at some level, you have bought into what somebody else taught you was what you should do and how to do it. And there you are. Then you're stuck and you don't know it. So, how to get onto this is to get back into alignment. I just did a video minutes ago, recording back to back on like raising your frequency. 7 little known strategies to do that. I'll put a link, but go to my channel, watch that. You will feel better immediately. When you feel better immediately without needing anything out there in the world to change, you're going to start taking control of your life. You're going to realize, oh my gosh, it wasn't the images and pictures and the reality that I was buying into out there that is dictating what I see and what I experience. It's what's in here and what my mind believes to be true is getting projected out into this world. And so if I want to leave the matrix that I've participated in and created and didn't know that I was a part of, then I need to create the reality of my truth. Live life on my terms. not allow the things, even in this moment, in this day, that used to bother me. Job not the way I want, alignment. Not enough money to pay the bills, alignment. Not, going for your dreams in this moment, alignment. And what you'll notice is as you feel more aligned, as you feel better, as you start to understand this and experience it and feel it, everything's going to start working better. The flow starts happening. This is the flow of the river down the stream. You're no longer paddling upstream, getting off, yelling at people. Down, you're just going with the flow of life because you're aligning. That's the jailbreak, is getting out of touch with what we think is making us happy, the contingency, the conditionality of life. We start owning our feelings, owning our vibration, owning our frequency on our terms. And when we feel better, we start waking up that truth with us. We start awakening up to possibility. We start wakening up to our love and our abundance and our extreme joy and bliss without needing anything external to happen. That's so cool. It starts externally. We start seeing it. Random people pop into our life, random opportunities. We're like, gosh, this feels good. I'm going to go in that direction. I'm going to create this. And it starts becoming miraculous. Become a miracle worker where that you shift your perceptions on what you believed to be true in the past to these new possibilities and this new way of looking at life and this new way of feeling. And it feels like a miracle. But this is truth in action. This is God through you. We are these bodies that we bought into that we thought is who we are, and you're not. And when you can get in this higher frequency and align with what you came here to do and move in that direction step by step by step and enjoy each day, even if you're doing shit you hate right now, if you can be a master at being peaceful and energetic and high frequency and shit you hate, you are a master, my friend. You are awakening. And those things will just fall to the side because they were helping you wake up. All of this is helping all of us wake up. I'm not saying I'm awakened, but I'm awakening. And I'm so much happier than I've ever been. And I've had so many wonderful things just unfolding where people say, gosh, it just seems easier for you. How has this happened to you? This, what I'm talking about, all these videos, this channel, I'm going to help you, no matter what level you're at, get to another level that is your new set point of possibility. The life you've always dreamed of is a parallel reality that is existing right now, and you just aren't experiencing it because you're not on that vibration. You don't realize it's possible. You don't understand you're caught in the matrix. I didn't either. For so many years, it's like, God, man, I read all the books. I do all the things. I do the law of attraction. What is going on? I would have some experiences and I'd be like, okay, that was good. I did that. Look at that. Bastard. This is amazing. And then 2 months later, I'd be like, man, it's back to this boring job. Like I don't feel any purpose. I don't have any energy. And like, why do I just feel like nothing changes? This, this video, nothing will change until you change. You are the flow. And that's what your focus needs to be on. Not needing anything out there, feeling amazing without anything else. And as you get good at this and better at it and amazing at it, you master your life in every direction. You've got to learn how to align with what's already here and waiting for you. And so that's the jailbreak. And that's what I'm going to help you. I've given you tons of nuggets in this video. Subscribe, like this. Am I full of shit? Do you like this? Do you agree with it? What's things you're doing to align better? I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear from you. Creating a community here. And I want to be a part of the possibility of who we really are, connecting with that source and that love, and like not when I see out there like the anger and the divisiveness and the hate, like all of that is the manifestation of separation, of lack of truth, of forgetting. If you feel bad or if you're mad at somebody else, you've forgotten. You've forgotten. You can snap like that and be like, I forgot. And right then be like, I remember, I'm out of the matrix again. It's that quick. Before this video, after this video. Write down some notes, journal about it, put it in the comments. What did you realize that you used to think that now, because of this video, you're starting to change your thinking? And I don't care how evolved you think you are. There has been something, I promise you. And I used to be one of those egocentric kids, I'm not a kid anymore, about to turn 52 in a few days. But, 10, 15 years ago, even when I'm talking about it, I was like, I got this. I had it conceptually. I didn't have it experientially. I'm here to help you live it experientially. Much love. I'll talk to you soon. See you on the next video. Bye bye.